Dr. Gayton. We're really looking at some powerful things here. Bishop Luter, I'm going to go to you first because, social justice, social movements is sort of one of the things, and you weren't one of our voices last week. So I want to start with you first before we go to Bishop Frazier, and then we'll come to the rest of our panelists.
Great. Thank you, Archbishop. And I will admittedly say at the outset that I am extremely passionate about this discussion and topic that we're having today. I will also say that I am a bit embarrassed that the prophetic office of the preacher has been scandalized, has been exploited, and has been manipulated by this current administration. I think that the most stinging commentary that I heard on this topic was delivered by Dr. Jamal Bryant, who said that the unfortunate, embarrassing item here is that these preachers who brag about being called to the table were called to the table without legs. And I want to expand upon that because what I am particularly annoyed over is, number one, this setting was called together, not even by a member of our community. Darrell Scott is taking credit for assembling this group, but it wasn't Darrell Scott who extended the invitation. It was Paula White who extended the invitation. And I think that this is another form of paternalism. It seems to suggest that we're not capable of assembling ourselves, organizing ourselves, that it takes somebody from another community, a member of another community, to assemble us and to call us together. It is almost like the master calling the slaves on the plantation together, and the only authentic meeting that we have is when the master calls us together. That's the first issue that I have with this point. The second issue that I have with this point, and there is currently the manuscript of the meeting. It is available online for you to see and read for yourself. Here is the other item that I want to ask every preacher who attended that meeting. Why in the world would you go into a meeting representing the Black community and be told at the outset, before the camera started rolling, before the meeting got started, that you are not allowed to even ask a question in the meeting? That raises the question, what is your purpose there? Why would you stay in a meeting that you have no voice, where your mouth is muted? It just seems to me that the righteous thing to do, to be a true, authentic, genuine representative of the Black community, would have been to exit the meeting. You should not participate in a meeting that you have no say, no input, and you cannot make a contribution to. It is obvious, it is apparent that the objective here was simply to be a photo opportunity. I am not sure that John Gray and Alveda King are even authentic representatives of our community. Beyond that, I did not recognize any name, any preacher who was even in attendance. I recently read on yesterday an open letter from the leading clerics, the actual leading clerics, Black clerics of this country, who raised the question. I want to know, Black preachers who were there, why didn't you raise a question about what's going on our southern border? Why didn't you raise a question about the repeal of the Affordable Care Act that is giving health care to so many of our people? Why is it that you have not raised the issue about separated families? I just simply cannot understand how members of our community, and I am resisting the temptation of likening these individuals to characters that have appeared on rice boxes and pancake boxes in the past. But it just seems to me that in the 21st century, to allow ourselves to be manipulated, exploited, and taken advantage of as members of this community, that there is some accountability that ought to be had for those individuals who have done an enormous disservice to our community. I'll stop there because I could go on, obviously, Archbishop, for several more minutes.